trips, I did something that you told me not to do, Joe Rogan. You ready for this? You told me not to do it years ago, and I did it, and it was rough. And I performed stand-up comedy in Connecticut.
Was I right?
You were right, dude.
I told you. It's a
right.
place of despair.
Yeah. It's really crazy. So one of the things that happened is I noticed this really cool old guy stood out in the front middle of the audience, right? And I'm like, you seem like out of place and cool as hell and old as fuck. What's your story, dude? Right? And I noticed that there's this angry older lady, almost like Dana Carvey's like church lady character sitting next to him. And I go, and who's this angry lady that you're sitting next to? She doesn't want to be here at all. And he goes, that's my wife. And they were the most different seeming couple you could ever imagine. This happy, smiling, laughing at everything guy, and just this. I mean, she was looking at me with hate, not just not having fun. She hated me. It could have been something that I talked about early on. Maybe It was like something about
probably your Amy Schumer joke.
Could have been that. Could have been my Me Too joke. Could have been my Trump misdirect joke that people, you know what I mean? Anyway. But I noticed next to them, there's this girl who seems even angrier than the mom. And they're the only two angry people in the room. And it's a gig at a casino in Connecticut.
Give me a face.
Just literally like a modern day, like if someone said to a bad actress, like, play angry, angrier, angrier, to a horrible actress who just like that. And I go, what's the problem? And, you know, there's like, I ignore it for like 45 minutes, right? And I'm going on, but the mom's angry. It turns out that the chick next to them's the daughter. And they're basically mad because of whatever material or whatever. And I end up towards the end of my set going off on the girl. I go, take the scowl off your face. Like, what are you doing? Do you think that's going to affect me? Lady, I'm getting paid the same amount whether you laugh or not. And I'm back to LA, back to the dream tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, my fans are loving it. And they're the ones that stumbled into the wrong casino for the wrong show at the wrong time if they were looking for Christian puppet comedy or whatever. And I said to her, I go, you seem like, you seem like an internet troll that just stumbled in here. Like, you seem like you're going to write about this. You seem like the type of angry where you think you're going to change something or you're going to do something to my career. That's the vibe I get from you. I literally made the jokes. The crowd's loving it, by the way. You know what I mean? Because they can tell, like, it's not
punch. Is she saying anything to you, or is she just
there was
staring
there was one part where I go, because my goal, the reason why I ignored them for a while was because I go, you seem like a tough lady to the mom, right? I go, you seem tough, but I'm going to break you at some point during this set. And when I do, I'm going to make sure this whole room knows. I'm going to say, I gotcha. And I'm not going to tell you when it's going to happen, but I'm going to make you laugh. Anyway, 45 minutes later, I get to the point to where I had in my mind set up that there's no way she's not going to laugh at this. And sure enough, I got a big smile out of her, right? I won't say what the joke is. I don't want to give anything away. But I got the smile, and I'm literally like, and the whole crowd's already laughing, and they can tell that I'm looking to watch to see if the lady breaks, and she doesn't. And I go, I thought I was going to get you. I thought I was going to get you on that one. How is it possible that you don't laugh at that? Like, what do you do for fun, lady? Like, at this point, I'm just all amped up. And I go, what would I have to do to possibly make you laugh? And that's finally when the angry daughter goes, be funny. I go, oh, no. I've been killing for 52 minutes now. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, whatever. There's everybody else. The 99.9% of the other audience is the witness at this point, and they're against this chick, right? Because this chick's now just mad because whatever. And I go, you seem like the type of girl that thinks that you can even affect an artist. You know what I mean? This is this little millennial, nerdy girl. And sure enough, Sure enough, I go on Twitter later that night. There's at Mohegan Sun, you should not be promoting this comedian. 2 days later, my manager gets an email. And he's like, dude, we got this email from some lady in Connecticut. Says you were mean to her on stage. I'm like, she wrote you a letter? He's like, it's 3 paragraphs long. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I mean, what is happening in this world where someone's taking the time to write a letter to my manager, of all people, who, by the way, is laughing at the whole thing?
Imagine if your manager dumped you for that. Like, enough.
Right, one audience member in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And
we polled the crowd. 99% thought you were funny, but that's not good enough.
Yeah.
We need 100%.
But man, you were right, dude. And
Connecticut is weird.
It's a weird place.
You could run into a person like that anywhere. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've run into people like that at the store. They
Yeah.
sit in the front row with their arms crossed. You're going to run into people like that everywhere.
Yeah.
But there's something about Connecticut where it's no real cities. You got Hartford, which is a land of despair, and you got New Haven, which is worse. And it's just a highway between Boston and New York. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
Boston's great. New York's great. Connecticut's like, what the fuck are you doing here? What's going on here? It's become such a running joke that Lex Friedman, the scientist from MIT, who's on here the other day to talk about artificial intelligence, he brought it up as a joke. What did he say? Do you remember what he said? Something about...
I feel like he just wanted you to shit on it. I don't remember exactly what he said.
Dude, I did so many gigs in Connecticut. So many. Because I lived in Boston, and it was like a, hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
2-hour drive. You're in Connecticut. We did a lot of gigs there. Greg Fitzsimmons and I, we did a shit ton of gigs in Connecticut. We'd always leave going, what the fuck?
Yeah, what was that? It
Some
was.
of them were
It
good.
felt dirty. It's a gig I did purely for the money.